everyone, this is Cheryl A. Kasupang, taking up the Bachelor of Physical Education at Urdaneta City University. And this is our final requirement in Applied Motor Skills. Good day, everyone. Today, I am going to discuss to you the theories related to the teaching of skills. We do have 4 subtopics. First, the stages of phases of learning. Second, the concept of transfer. Third, the structure and presentation of practices. And fourth, the types of guidance in the teaching of motor skills. The first stage or phases of learning is the cognitive phase. The cognitive phase is the earliest phase of learning when the performer understands what needs to be done. If a novice badminton player is in the cognitive phase of learning and needs to understand the serve, her teacher could demonstrate the correct technique and highlight important points. This is called cueing, so that the player builds up a mental picture of what needs to be done. Second, the associative phase. In the associative or motor phase of learning, the performer practices and compares or associates the movements produced with the mental image. This is the stage at which feedback occurs and learner gradually becomes more aware of increasing subtle and complex cues. For example, the novice badminton player who is now aware of what needs to be done for the serve. Her service is now more consistent and most serves fall into the service box. The performer is concentrating on getting the service lower and into different areas of the service box, and the teacher is giving feedback. And the last one is the autonomous phase. This is the final phase of the skill learning process. Movements are becoming almost automatic with very little conscious thought. For example, the performer can use more sophisticated strategies such as disguising the nature of her serve, putting her opponent at a disadvantage. We do have 3 types of learning of transfer. We have positive transfer, negative transfer, and neutral transfer. When learning in one situation facilitates learning in another situation, it is known as positive transfer. For example, driving a scooter facilitates driving a motorbike. When learning of one task makes the learning of another task harder, it is known as negative transfer. For example, left-hand drive vehicles hindering the learning of right-hand drive. When learning of one activity neither facilitates nor hinders the learning of another task, it is a case of neutral transfer. For example, knowledge of history in no way affects learning of driving a car or a scooter. We also have the types of guidance in the teaching of motor skills. We have the visual, verbal, manual, and mechanical. Visual guidance involves the learner watching a demonstration of some sort and learning through imitation by copying what they see. For example, an underarm serve in badminton can be learned with visual guidance. Verbal guidance involves the transfer of information from teacher to learner by speech. For example, a netball coach can give verbal guidance to help an autonomous learner improve her game tactics and strategies. Manual guidance is when a performer is physically guided or supported by the coach. A gymnast can learn her beam routine with manual guidance. Support from her coach gives her confidence, ensures she is in the right position, and makes sure she follows the correct pattern of movement. Mechanical guidance is when the performer is guided by equipment to support the learner whilst practicing the skill. A trampolinist can learn to do a somersault with mechanical guidance. A harness supports her and increases safety because this could be potentially dangerous. And the last subtopic is the structure and presentation of practices. Teaching skills using the whole method. In the whole method, skill is taught without breaking it down into subroutines or parts. The golf swing is a good example of this. For the swing to be effective, the action as a whole must be practiced, because each part of the swing interacts closely with the next. Teaching skills using the part method. The part method is often used when the skill is low in organization and can be split up into subroutines. The operant method. The operant method is particularly effective in teaching complex skills. The performer will be able to understand the interrelationships between the components of the skill and also to build strategies for avoiding errors in the future. Overlearning. The word overlearning suggests that this is a negative concept, but it is usually positive, although some situations it can be detrimental to skill acquisition. Overlearning is extremely helpful in retention and retrieval of the information needed to perform motor skills. So this is my video presentation. I hope you enjoy and learn from it. Thank you for watching. Bye!